loaded on my computer. There's a lot of free viewers out there that they're available for people to use to view IFC models. That's actually, there's a list of them which is also available through the Wikipedia page. If I go back to that Wikipedia page real quick, down at the external links, there's an IFC wiki. And if I click that, there's a listing here. There's a lot of good information about the IFC format. And there's a listing here under free software of all the free viewers that are available. The one that I'm showing you the IFC file through is DDS, but also recommended. There's a very good one, free viewer through Nemetschek. There's one also through Celibri. If you're dealing with very large IFC models, viewing very large models, you may want to consider looking at those too. The interface for DDS is quite nice, so my recommendation is check out several of those, especially when dealing with very large models, and see which one works best for you. So okay, so now we have the file open. I'm just going to rotate around here, and it looks like we have all our billing information from level 2. We have our columns, our beams. We also have spaces, which I've modeled in the DP model, and those spaces give us an idea of the overall size of the various rooms in the project. So if I look, so here's the model view, but if I look in the tree view, I see that I have my my MAR, and then my project and my site, and if I drill down, the one level 2 that I have open in design mode, I have all these elements, and I have IFC slab, columns, beams, curtain wall elements. If I click any one of those, they highlight. Expand that. They highlight in the model view here. So here's column A1, level 2, and here's my spaces. So I have my hallway, unit 1, unit 2. If I double-click any one of these objects, I get a whole bunch of information provided through the attributes in Digital Project. So it gives me the average height, the gross perimeter, the floor area, the net floor area. So it gives me that data which was saved in Digital Project, and it also gives me an accurate model. If I wanted to, I could use a measure tool in this free viewer, and say I just wanted to get a gross understanding of the size of this room. So I could click one corner of the room and go over here and click another corner of the room, and it's going to say that its area is 52.7 meters squared in this case. So if I go to my Unit 6 space and take a look, I see that that seems to actually match the gross area pretty well. The net area is different because in this case I've actually removed the columns from the space so that the floor area does not include these various columns. So again, you get accurate geometric information, but also all this rich information that you've built into the model, this metadata. If you recall from previous webinar, we were looking at these slope columns, and we were gathering the slope information in a data sheet. Well, if I look at these, if I look at any one of these columns, and again, if I highlight it here, it highlights over here. So if I double-click one of these columns, just like before, it gives me the slope information. So the slope is so many radians in this case. It's giving me the slope in radians. But again, I can then give this information to someone else. It's very accessible for someone else to use in their BIM environment. And I haven't lost any of that information that I've built into my digital project model by exporting it out as an IFC. So basically, the IFC format provides the name and the type of unit, the type of element. In this case, spaces, columns, beams, and it gives you all that information. Which there's standard IFC information. Then there's each environment kind of builds upon and provides, in some cases, non-standard information into their IFC models. And basically, each application extends the standard information in their own package. So I want to look at now that we've successfully exported out an IFC model. I want to look at the options in Digital Project. So if I go back to my model here and go up to Tools Options, I see that if you go under the project center, sorry, it's under General Compatibility, IFC. You see these options here for exporting an IFC model. So just like before when we were looking at the DXF, there's the DXF tab we were looking at before. There's an IFC for exporting. And there's a very good explanation of these options, sag and angle, in the documentation. If you take a look at the digital project documentation here, under the architecture and structures, under billing information, architecture and structures, there's under user tasks, there's an industry foundation classes down here, and then there's very good information about how to export the IFC model under this link here. Sorry, that's not the right one. Oh, actually, there's a much easier way to get to that. So if we look at this options menu, I recall, there's actually a very easy and quick way to access the help information for any particular thing that you have open. So in this case, I have this tools options open. If I press the F1 key,